welcome to Holy Moly Tarot. So I've been thinking about what I wanted to do for my next video, and I thought I wanted to share really about where I am on my journey, and I thought that I'd share with you some books that I brought just over the weekend, and it's to help with mindset. So I purchased these books yesterday from, it's in the UK, so TK Maxx. So the first one is to do with dreams. So a lot of my dreams, I struggle to remember what is in my dreams, but I know that when I wake up in the morning, I'm a bit like, there was something in that dream that I needed to remember, and I just can't for the life of me bring it back. So I'm hoping that this book will help me. That I've already had a bit of a look through it, and there's already some things that I thought that would be useful for me. So I know, for example, that my bedtime routine, I don't go to bed at the same time every night, especially when it's a weekend. You haven't got to get up for work the next morning, so I stay up quite late on a Friday, and it knocks me all out for the Monday. So that was one of the things that I've noticed in this book. Also, which I thought was quite good, it also has a bit on house plants. So I have got a few house plants, but I'm not very good at keeping them alive. So I'm hoping that some of these will help, and it'll tell you what kind of plants to have in the house to help with your mindset, hopefully. So that's that one. It also mentions in this about lucid dreaming. Yeah, which I've heard. I didn't really understand what lucid dreaming was, but it says in this, lucid dreaming is when you can control your dreams. So I'm going to have a little look at that and see what's all that's all about. So that's that one. The next one is the little book of Kaizen, Japanese Art of Transformation, one more small step at a time. And what I liked about this was, in the beginning of it, it mentions, so it had like a bit where 1 second can like change a minute, 1 minute can change an hour, and then an hour can change like the year or something like that. So this is a book about the now and how it can change your future, how the next 5 minutes can change the next hour can change the next day, and that kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. It's not it's like a bite-sized book, and it says like there's 5 steps, so that one will be interesting as well. And then the other one was Lunar Living, which I also got from TK Maxx. So big on the tarot, big on the crystals. One part I struggle with is all the different moon phases. And I'm on quite a few of the astrology Facebook groups, and when they're talking it's like a foreign language to me. But this goes into the different types of moons. So what, like for example here, it's got how to use the new Taurus new moon, and it's got their self-care. Use the Cancer full moon to make a clear plan of what needs to change. So I do meditation, I try to set intentions, and I journal and things like that, but this will help me bring it in line with the different lunar cycles. So that's what I'm hoping that one will help with. And then the very last one is I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce this. The Book of Ichigo, Ichie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all. The Art of Making the Most of Every Moment the Japanese Way. Yes, so this one looked interesting as well. This one is quite a bulky book, more so than the others. So yes, that one looks interesting. I think for May, the ones which I'm going to focus on are this dreams one, because I think that one's going to help me with my sleeping pattern, and sleeping patterns always help with your mindset for the day. And also this little book of Kaizen, and then these might be for June, the Ichigo and Ichie. So yeah, those are the books that I'm going to be reading during May, these two, and hopefully implementing those into my journey to help me. So I'll let you know how I get on with those. The next thing that I wanted to do was just bear with me while I just put these books down. So I do want to do some readings on the channel, but how I do my readings is slightly different. So, well, I say slightly different, it probably isn't different at all, but for me, tarot comes into its own when it's personal. It's meant to empower you, it can help you delve into areas that you didn't want to delve into, heal and things like that. And I do love a good love reading. And I was speaking to my friend earlier, and I was asking her, what kind of tarot readings would you like to see? She's single. And she says, well, I watch these love tarot readings and they always say that someone's coming in and no one ever does. And when I've done readings for her, there's quite, for me, the readings that I'm giving her, it's highlighting a point of how she's coming across. There's some things that she needs to do, she needs to work on in order to be open to a relationship. And that, I think, is where I want to take my love readings, in terms of, yeah, we can sit here all day and look at what the person who you're thinking about is doing and everything, but that's out of your control. What's in your control is you, and what you do, what you heal, what you manifest, everything, that's all you. So yeah, I'm thinking that's where I'm going to take the readings. But I just wanted to show you a reading that I do. Well, I usually do it on a daily basis, but I'll show you this as a weekly one. So this is all about what I'm going to focus on for the week. So the first, and I've got this idea from, I'm not going to pronounce her name right at all, Lisa Papez. I will put her name up. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right at all, but it's how it will be laid out is focus, what you need to focus on for that week, what do you need to be mindful of, what could hinder that, and then what can bolster it, what can make the best of what that focus needs to be. And part of that, I always do I do a card pull on where I'm at on my spiritual journey. So let's just pull the oracle cards, and obviously if this resonates for you, then by all means take it. So what do I need to focus on for the rest of the week? What do I need to focus on for the rest of the week, please? So the card that's come out is Breaking Trail. A breakthrough is at hand. At the bottom of the deck, I've got choosing your path, all is possible. So that's quite nice to open the reading, especially as the last few weeks it's been a bit. So next, what I'm going to pull is the spiritual journey. Let me just find the cards, just bear with me. I'm sure I've brought them in with me. They're right next to me. So this card deck is created by a reader that's on YouTube, which is one of the readers, or she's one of it that actually started me or inspired me to read tarot. It's from, just bear with me, the Lightworker Tarot and Oracle. And this deck is the Spiritual Journey Oracle. Let me just show you the back of it. I'm covering up the name, which doesn't help anyone. So yeah, so this and these were actually, this deck was probably one of the first Oracle decks that I brought, along with a few others from the same creator. So what we're going to ask is, what are the energies surrounding me for this week in terms of my spiritual journey? And let's see. So what are the energies surrounding me for the next week in terms of my spiritual journey? So the first one to pop out is energetic cords. Clear your aura of unwanted attachments, memories or unhealthy energies. Release and renew, which I think is quite fitting with this breakthrough. So in terms of where this has come from, in terms of leading up, so I'd say probably the past week, 2 weeks, it's been, my energy's just gone, it's gone downhill kind of thing. And I think it's just all the changes, everything that's going on. So the last few days I've cleared all the house of all the energies. I'm not someone who generally works with sage or incense or things like that. I like to use sound, but today I lit some incense and I've gone round with the singing bowl. My daughter thought I was absolutely crazy, but here we go. Open up the windows, get some fresh energy in. So yeah, let's see if there is anything else this week. Just do one more time. Anything else for this week? Protection. Oh, there we go. The need for energetic, emotional, physical boundaries is necessary for you at this time. So that is something that I'm also working on. I find that sometimes I'm a bit too giving. So yeah, get the black tourmaline out. So bottom of the deck is channeling. You have the ability to convey messages from spirit. This is achieved with a quiet mind, removing expectations and openness to receive. So that to me is reminding me to meditate, take some time out for myself and just sit with the energies really and see what comes through. I would say, because usually in terms of reading for myself, I can do readings like this, no problem. But when it comes to love readings, I cannot do them. I cannot get messages through in terms of love readings because I can't detach myself from the outcome. So the best thing for me in terms of love is meditating, and I've got quite clear answers through meditating in terms of what I needed to know about that situation and how I needed to proceed. So this deck that I'm using, it's 78 Tarot Ecological deck. I only use this for personal readings, purely for this kind of reading, really. I wouldn't use this deck for anybody else. And I do quite, when I first brought it, I thought, oh, I'm not going to get on well with this deck at all. Purely because it's been created by 78 different, do I call them? Well, some of them are the Create Oracle and things like that. So there's all different art styles in it. So for me as a reader, I read quite intuitively, and I like to see the story play out. Can you see that? Let me reposition this and you can see what I'm seeing. Might have to move these down. So I like to see the story, what's going on in the cards, and with this deck I thought, oh, it's going to be quite tricky, but it's actually worked quite well for me in terms of my personal reading. So yeah, so this is the deck that I use. So what we're going to ask for is for one card for focus, one card for what do we need to be aware of that might deter us from that focus, or try and refocus our minds. And then the third card is what can help that focus, what can push that focus forward. So let's have a little look. So what do I need to focus on for the rest of this week? Or what should be my focus for the rest of this week? Let's see what comes through. Just one card, please. Oh, what should be my focus? So it's got the Protector of Energy, which is the King of Wands in this deck. So, King of Wands. So the King of Wands to me is all about entrepreneurship, managing your passions, because for me the kings are all about managing that suit, whereas the queens, so the kings are more action based and the queens are more receptive with the energies. So for me this is saying to take action on where you want to go, where your passions are leading you. So what do I need to be aware of which may hinder this for the next week? What may hinder this? So what may hinder this is the Six of Earth. So in this position of hindering, I would perhaps read this in its reverse state. So to me, the Six of Earth is all about balance, the energy that you give, the energy that you receive, money what you give, money what you receive. So, and I think a lot of this is to do with that. It's about rebalancing that energy out for me. And that might be what's going to hinder me. I might have some negative thoughts around that, in terms of what energy I give to people and what energy I receive back. So let's then take a look at what can help this energy, this King of Wands energy. So what can help this King of Wands energy? So this is an extra card what's within this deck, and the card is meditation. And I think I did speak about meditating earlier. I think it was with this card, the channeling card. So that to me is saying, look, get crystals out, have a little sit down, put some meditating music on and think, and just take that time to be with yourself. And yeah, just rebalancing yourself. I can see that they've got amethyst, what it looks like to me. There's a butterfly, there's a strawberry. I have brought some strawberries today. And it's all about opening up that third eye. So yeah, so that's lovely. So that will be what helps this energy, this King of Wands energy that apparently I'm going to be manifesting by the looks of it, because we've got the Scientist at the bottom of the deck, which is the Magician. It is a Magician, which is all about having the tools at your hands to create what you want. It's all about manifesting. So yeah, so that is my little reading for the week. And what I will do with this reading now is I will record this down in my journal. Then, because I usually do a daily spread for what I need to focus on that day, but obviously I've done a weekly one now. And then I will come back to it at the end of the week and see how it's all panned out. Obviously with part of these new books that I'm using, scheduling in the meditation, and hopefully this funk that I've been in the past few weeks will start to well, what did it say? It said breakthrough. So I'll break through this funk that I've been feeling, which can only be a good thing. So yes, that's my plan for this week. So I hope that you enjoyed this short but sweet video, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, I'm back again. I completely forgot that as part of that reading, I do also pull a self-care oracle card for that week on what can help me. So I'm just going to do that now. Let's have a look. And this is from Emma Mumford's Spiritual Queen Oracle cards. So let's have a look, see what they say for the week. So what need to do this week is self-love. So, and at the bottom of the deck we've got voice. So that to me is saying to speak up to protect your energy, which was spoke about in the reading. So self-care, and what does it say on that? If you want the goddess, worship her.